You want to have sex?
You mean use my
Yeah.
I don't know. That weird thing could happen.
What weird thing?
Want to do some
Hey, it's the one thing that Feige said is off limits.
What about Bolivian marching
They
powder?
know all the slang terms. They have a list.
Even snowboarding?
Even disco dust.
White girl interrupted?
Even forest bump.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Yes, but I can't.
Yes, yes. It's Hollywood, baby.
Well, hello there. This is another edition of Thirsty Thursdays. We got a great effing lineup. We got the Angry Badger. Yeah.
How's it going, everyone? Thank you again for having me on.
And we got Hard Cut. We got Spins Corner and Kyle Corwith. Hey, guys.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
I'm hearing like a total echo.
I was there. Are you delayed or?
Yeah, I was wondering what was up. I don't hear an echo.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, no echo on my part.
Oh, there we go. All right. I think we're good now. Hopefully. Let's see. Let me see if the sound is coming through. Yeah. Hopefully it's not muted on my end.
We can hear you.
We can hear you
Yep, we
fine.
can hear
Yeah.
you fine. He can't hear us. Is that what it is?
Yeah. I'm hearing myself. All right. I think we're good. Well, here we go. It's not a live stream without technical difficulty.
Whew, thank God I avoided compounding all of this.
Yeah, because I'm still waiting for Paul. Can you hear all of us?
I can hear all of you guys.
Oh, well, then let's
good.
go.
Okay.
We're
Good.
scaring the hell out
Let's
of
rock
me.
and roll. Let's do it. Cheers.
Hold up.
Paul's having a stroke.
Sin's got places to be, you know.
No, I absolutely don't.
I'm hearing
It's all
like
good.
everybody twice.
That's weird.
Nobody talk.
Yeah, that's just what you want on a live stream.
Exactly. That's it.
Oh, perfect. All right. I think we're good. I'm just hearing myself twice, but I think we're good on the stream.
Yeah, I mean, we can hear you. You can hear us, clearly.
Yep.
And I'm hearing you twice, but on delay, which
Oh,
is.
that is
I
so
think
Oh, you know
distracting.
why?
That's so
I got it.
weird.
I got it.
Maybe
I had
Sure.
the live stream open on another tab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Now we're
I've
good.
done that
That's it.
before.
Boomering gonna boomer.
Boomer,
Womp,
boomer.
womp, womp. All right. Got my beer. This is a Birra Moretti. Shout out to them. Not sponsored, but hopefully they will. Good Italian beer. Kyle, what are you working with?
I've got, well, aside from that sparkling water, I've got a nice bourbon right here with actually just got this glass. It kind of reminds me of Blade Runner a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's got a kind of
Got a
elegant
cyberpunk
shape
thing.
to it. Yeah. So,
Well, yeah. Right before we came on stream, we were talking about news that supposedly dropped about George Lucas actually coming back and directing a live-action Star Wars show. And Badger was telling me that it's a big nothing burger, but figured to throw it out there.
Yeah, no, it's just that was Star Wars Theory, who had on a guy that worked on the original Star Wars, and the guy himself said he may not know what he's talking about. He had heard, he had read, but then he wasn't specific about what he had heard or read. And it's probably looking like, yeah, it's no, George is very much retired and done.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, there's Like you said, it's like the divorce. You don't call, you don't write, you don't show up. That's it.
Yeah, you have to completely separate from the whole group.
But I mean, Disney's getting desperate. So any sort of rumor mills that are churning up, they're trying their darndest to turn the ship around. I know I put out a video this morning about the Deadpool 3 cameo by Taylor Swift, which I think, for like a little 30-second.
Is that confirmed?
Might be real.
Not confirmed, but it's looking definitely like she is going to be Dazzler or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
gosh, really? Shoot.
Well, aren't they doing like multiverse shit in that? So maybe she's just a
it's a cameo
variant
type thing.
Maybe
Yeah,
she'll like
maybe.
be killed off real quick. Like
If she pet play any character, I mean,
Well, they could pull off the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness
Yeah.
and just kill off a really popular cameo.
that'd be great.
Yeah, because is Wolverine in that movie? Is he a variant or is he the actual?
They're all variants.
Yeah, they're all variants. They're not going to screw with the Logan, like the Fox Universe one.
Yeah.
Everybody loved Logan, so they didn't want to mess with that.
Well, but correct me if I'm wrong. They implied in Logan that he had been a causation or had seen the annihilation of the X-Men, so that they say something like that in the trailer.
I think this is just a Wolverine that in his universe failed his people or whatever. And that's who Deadpool is grabbing in his pruning of whatever's left. It's just an excuse for him to run through a bunch of different realities with Hugh Jackman in costume. So, and they've said a billion times that the Logan that died in Logan is dead. It's not that Logan because they're not going to undo or touch anything.
Yeah, but they did. It looked like Daphne Keane was in that one scene in the trailer. So they might bring X-23 back.
Oh no, she might be in it as an X-23, but that Logan isn't gonna like magically come back to life, and she may not even be that X-20. She'll be a X-23.
Yeah. I mean,
Nothing matters anymore.
Right, that is sort of the problem with it. Yeah.
Well, see, my assumption was that this was actually taking place, excuse me, before Logan.
It's a possibility.
This is after you have to have watched Loki season 2 to even understand.
Well, that hasn't happened.
Yeah, no, it's a whole TVA story. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the whole TVA angle to this, like, nobody watches the damn Disney Plus shows. So how are they supposed to know? They show up and, suddenly Monica Rambeau is in this movie. Like, who the hell is she?
Yeah, that's why they have to do, like, recaps.
Because everybody
in
went
their
and saw the
movie.
Marvels, obviously. They know
Right,
what
yeah, it did so well. I mean, I think it broke $1 billion, didn't it?
I thought it was great.
Yeah,
it was good.
Didn't even make over 200 million. Oops.
I mean, it was great for all our channels.
Guys, it's just sad because it's feel bad for the people involved in it that just, look how great we are. It's like, well, it turns out you can't just slap together a bunch of check marks and think a great movie will be made.
Yeah, I know. And I guess they're like going to throw the kitchen sink at this because in that one scene you see, I forget the character's name, but she was in the first 2 Deadpool movies with Colossus.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead?
Yeah, that one. She was in that, and then I saw Azazel and Lady Deathstrike. So
yeah, and there's Pyro from the Fox.
It's going to be a mashup.
And no, I've heard that the people that like have seen it, all the shit that people thought they were going to see in Multiverse of Madness, like those are the cameos that we're going to get. That's the famed Henry Cavill is supposed to be a Wolverine variant cameo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like you're gonna get you will get the kitchen sink apparently. I don't know. This is gonna do nothing for MCU. It's catharsis for saying goodbye to the Fox. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just going to say goodbye and like finally see Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds get to do the movie I've heard them talk about for like fucking decade basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, if you guys notice at the beginning of the trailer, there's that like 20th Century Fox sign that's like destroyed in the sand. I don't know if you guys caught that.
I saw that in the set photo.
Trailer, so I don't know. I'm trying to avoid
it. Was good. But yeah, I agree because they spoil a bunch of shit.
I don't want to. I just. I'll just.
I felt like they were like, look how R-rated we are. Let's just say fuck continuously.
As many
Yeah,
times
did they
as
even
can,
label
right?
it a Red Band trailer?
It
Or
had
just
to have
that-
been, right?
but
I watched it on
didn't
Ryan
say
Reynolds'
that, though.
channel because he doesn't claim people, but Well, eventually he will.
Probably in theaters it will have that, but online.
Well, because one time I forgot what movie it was I watched, and they played that trailer, and the pegging line was cut. And then when I went to go see Ungentlemanly Warfare, the trailer was there, and it was in. So I guess depending on which movie, they give you the R-rated trailer or the sanitized version. But all the cocaine stuff is funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's going around like with all the memes. So I got a question for you guys because I, went through slow motion to try to see like any Easter eggs that they dropped. Was that Jubilee in the whatever birthday scene with like right before the TVA shows up?
No, that's her girlfriend, but that's not Jubilee. That's another. I forgot her name, but yeah, no, it's like Suki something. It's not a.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a shame because we really haven't gotten a live action.
Yeah, it would be cool. Jubilee's. She was there. She was there from the start.
Yeah, I mean, so was she in X-Men Apocalypse? I want to say.
Yeah, I think so. I think she was. I think we have seen her before.
She's in the original couple X-Men. She's just a background character.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
like you see her in the
She's
classroom.
like a kid in the original.
She's wearing a yellow coat. It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell else is wearing a yellow? Aside from April O'Neil and the Teenage Ninja Turtles, I think it's only her. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, would have been cool to see that. I love the costume that they put Wolverine in. Only took 20 years to get here.
The mask on.
You're getting it.
Still, he's still not wearing the mask.
Fucking mask. There's a bunch of leak shit of him with the mask, but you know that it's going to be on, and then that's an end scene, so it'll be off by the end scene. But at least he took the sleeves off.
Yeah,
he took the sleeves off too.
Almost. Yeah, I know. We went from the 90s where it's like, what do you expect? Well, yellow spandex joke when they're in the first X-Men movie to he's in the fucking yellow spandex finally.
It's full circle now.
Yeah, and it took the end when it's all over basically to be like, all right, here you go.
Yeah.
The fans what they want.
Here's the Hail Mary. That's not really a Hail Mary, right?
Yeah.
Give the fan. There you go.
Yeah.
And I mean,
people keep talking about this like, oh, it's going to save the MCU. It's like, no, it's not. It's
No.
going to be a great movie. We're going to all have fun seeing it, and then what's coming out after it?
Yeah,
That's gonna...
it'll prolong it. Like it'll make money. It'll get that No Way Home effect. Where it'll make like 800 or 900, maybe $1 million, or if it's really a billion.
It could hit $1 billion. Yeah.
But like. Yeah, it's not. It'll just. Yeah, no one gives a shit about Captain America 4 that's been filming forever. No one cares about
There's
Thunderbolts.
supposed to be reshoots on that again.
There's been 5 months of reshoots. It's been shooting longer than most fucking. Yeah,
they basically shot the movie twice.
Yeah. It's like because apparently they didn't like the original action scenes.
I encountered someone on Twitter who legit claimed they'd never heard that people didn't like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I mean, I don't know what bubble he's living
I wanted to like it. I wanted it to be like a buddy cop Lethal Weapon type thing.
Yeah.
But we got
that show was terrible.
We got Ginger, Jesus, terrorist, and a bunch of
to do better.
2024 politics.
Yeah.
You're telling me no one knows who the fuck Sam Wilson is? They're not going to give him a bank loan.
Yeah,
the cops
dude,
are going to pull him over and profile him.
That's the worst scene in the whole series. The dude can't get a loan. It's like he could start a GoFundMe and have the money in like an hour. Like everybody knows who he is.
You saved the world, man.
Well, that in a world where like alien invasions multiple times, it's like I gotta think racism takes a heavy fucking drop off once the aliens start invading.
Watched it. So they say he can't get a loan because he's black. Is that what they're implying?
Well,
basic implication.
What the fuck?
He goes into a bank with his sister to try and get a loan to save like her shrimp boat business or something.
Do you remember that scene in fucking Boogie Nights when Don Cheadle goes in to get a loan and like he's about to get it, but they don't give it to him because he's a porn star, not because he's black? That takes place in the early 80s. What the hell?
Well, it also assumes Tony wouldn't have like a plan in place for the Avengers. Should have, even though he's been shown to have multiple contingency plans to take care of things. If he, but that's just. They had to find a way to do it. And yeah, when him and Bucky are arguing in the street and the cops pull them over, go straight to Bucky. You all right, sir?
Yeah, even though he was the one that didn't belong in the neighborhood.
So sad. They don't know what to do Bucky anymore.
Well, and was a known terrorist that like Interpol and chased. And remember Civil War when the whole world is chasing him? Like you think the cops would recognize him?
Yeah, pretty famous face.
Yeah. Now, I'll laugh my ass off if they actually have Falcon as Captain America in Deadpool and Wolverine, because he did cameo Captain America cameoed in X-Men 97 in the latest episode. Sorry, spoiler alert.
But it would be an affirmation. Sam? Oh, well, your captain made the right choice. I'm sure you're doing better than me. Whatever, some dumb shit like that.
Right.
Yeah. No, their contingency is like all of them that they're saying is survive till 2025.
Yeah,
That's when all their shit comes out.
So did they completely rewrite Captain America 4 yet, or did they just reshoot?
They say they redid all the battle scenes, but the original one is supposed to be, it was like a January 6th analogy, and Ross is a Trump analogy, and like that's why he was trying to get the Avengers to shill for him. And then of course Captain America would be leading a very diverse Avengers of She-Hulk and Shang-Chi and all the B-list regular Hulk. Yeah, no. But, so at least we know for sure the action scenes that might still. The whole fucking movie's called Brave New World. So you put together. It was originally called Brave New Order. So like it's a little on the nose.
New World Order.
New World Order. Yeah. So either way, no matter what rearrangement of it, it is
that was too
sort
dark.
of on the nose.
That was too dark.
And I think they're trying to like give an FU to fans because. With the casting of Silver Surfer, don't get me wrong, I love Julia Garner, great actress, but it's just the day after.
Oh, they knew what they were doing.
The proxy fight.
Oh, yeah.
That's just like clearly an FU.
Yeah.
Yep.
And confirm that she is switching. She is leaving behind a Norin Rand to become what he would have. So instead of him sacrificing himself and becoming the Silver Surfer, she will be the one. So, and even if you say it's a alternate reality that's supposed to be a retro futuristic 60s style, but it's not actually Earth. All right, you're still getting and then maybe they switch over and it's. I don't think we're getting male Silver Surfer basically.
No, they have all the shills out in full force, being like, "Oh, you guys are stupid because you guys don't know that she's a comic book character."
There was one comic book of 1,000. Yeah.
Like, okay, well, let's just say that's the case. Why are they introducing her before the actual Silver Surfer? Like, that's the question then.
Yeah.
How they do
we
it.
know why that is.
They act
Hopefully Galactus isn't like a big fat cloud of nothing.
Yeah,
like an actual person.
Still hearing that Javier Bardem is who they want.
I'm fine with that. For Galactus, I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with it too. It's just whether he's going to be a cloud or a giant dude with
right. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go with the cloud route because they got annihilated for that.
Yeah, they did it twice. They did it. I mean, it's DC, but like they did with Parallax, they made him into a cloud, and then with Galactus, they just made him into a cloud. So yeah. I think the cloud.
I'm getting PTSD flashbacks of Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where the hell they're going with this whole multiverse thing. Are they going to just merge all of them into one? Or
no.
What
they're going nowhere.
They don't know where they're going. That's the thing. They have no
Ever since they lost Majors. And even then, that was like
such a great idea.
Pretty thin. The next Avengers movie is going to just be like, oh, we're just doing like young girl Avengers.
The last we heard about Avengers 5, it was going to be all the Avengers that I just mentioned, the diverse Avengers fighting a bunch of Kang variants on Earth. But now I don't know what the fuck it is. Just Avengers 5. And then the next one is supposed to be Secret Wars, that like actual factual reset. Like Mackie can say all he wants that he thinks Captain America 4 is a clear reset because it really means they're trying to do grounded and serious like Winter Soldier because they know that's a lot of people's favorite. Secret War is supposed to be a real actual reset. And then you also have Robert Downey Jr. saying like, oh yeah, I would totally come back.
Yeah. So we
probably
got
for Secret Wars, but
nobody can die.
Yeah.
We got one good comment here from Minha Jewel. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hey guys, hope you're well. ? I'm very good. I'm hyped for Deadpool and Wolverine so much. It's my most anticipated film of the year. I don't know if you noticed, but Elektra or X-23 was spotted in the new trailer. Yeah, we talked about X-23, but did you guys notice Elektra?
No, I've heard she's in it, but I didn't see her.
I know she's in it. Jennifer Garner's Elektra is in it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's actually Jennifer
supposedly
Garner?
Ben Affleck.
Let's remember that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a dead giveaway when she did a social media post about how she's getting more buff.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
which again, it's like we're just saying goodbye to the Fox universe of shit.
Yeah. Well,
that's all it is.
I don't consider this movie to be. You guys said it before, where it's like a kickoff of something else. I consider it it's a coda to me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think okay, maybe we will see Ryan Reynolds as a Deadpool at some point, but I'm not expecting like, oh boy, is this a brave new adventure for the? This is just give us the cameos. Let's say goodbye to them all.
What was the original Daredevil with Ben Affleck a Fox property? or was it Sony?
It's Fox.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Fox. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're basically doing an entire FU to legacy characters. I don't know. Hopefully they introduce mutants in some sensible manner. Because the whatever Agents of Shield did the Terrigen Mist, which was pretty retarded.
Paul, we got our mutant. We got our mutant at the end of the Marvels.
Okay. Oh well, no, but that's the first one.
Yeah, the original one, it was supposed to be at the end of the Ultron, Age of the Maximoff and Scarlet Witch were supposed to be mutants.
Yeah,
that the stone had unlocked their latent powers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they completely messed it up. You know, the problem was that it was all fragmented. Like, Universal owned Hulk, Fox owned the X-Men, you know, Marvel owned whatever, and then trying to bring everything together. And you know, they should have done what they did with Sony and just make a deal with Sony in the back end, bring in the character like they did in Captain America Civil War. They should have just done that from the very beginning.
Oh, they should have done a lot of shit, but they didn't do any of that because that wasn't their plan.
Right.
Their plan was getting 50% of their heroes or more females, and they've succeeded. Kevin has succeeded in his plan.
Well, I mean, they're chasing a phantom audience. Like, by and large, like, chicks don't like this. You know, there's obviously exceptions, but
chicks loved it. They just liked it the way it was. Mm-hmm. Which is why Marvel fucking failed.
Well, Sin can speak to that.
Yeah. Sure.
I did not even go watch it.
There you go.
No.
Yeah. No, that's the issue with every single franchise that they say isn't inclusive. Game space. It's what's happening to Warhammer right now, where they go, no, it's not inclusive. You don't have enough women or underrepresented groups. Meanwhile, there's plenty. The ones that do like it, the ones that don't, it's not because there's some vast systematic racism against them. It's just, they're not fucking interested. And so when you change it to cater to the people that weren't interested to begin with, they don't magically show up. Which is why when you alienate, and they've done it, we've all bounced out. There's no one to replace us.
Yeah, I mean,
and the people that were there liked it the way it was.
Yeah, I mean, I think their strategy is like with this Taylor Swift rumor. Their strategy is to keep trying to bring in the female audience, like of the female normies. Which actually, it's not a bad idea to bring in Taylor Swift if you're trying to do that, because that's really.
Women will go watch it for Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, well, not a Swift cameo. I mean, if she was in the whole movie, maybe.
That's for
some might see it out of morbid curiosity, but that's it.
Yeah.
We got let's see. We got Megan the Texan saying Taylor Swift is the worst. LOL.
I don't.
I mean, she's made a career of like bitching about her ex-boyfriends. Which
maybe they'll show
honestly, she's got some good tunes out of it. So
it makes you wonder, though, who's the problem really?
Right. What's the common denominator here?
Yeah, maybe we'll see some variants of her ex-boyfriends pop up.
Oh gosh.
What's Joe Alwyn up to these days?
No, they would need 2 movies for that.
Yeah, she does have a lot of ex-boyfriends. I just read that. I'm not getting what's that song? Never Getting Back Together or something like that. That was about Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, I don't know.
Happy to say I don't know.
I guess they briefly dated at some point.
I think I watched clips of the music video, and was it Dylan O'Brien in it? Who is actually a good actor. I really like him.
Yeah, he is.
And he was the proxy for Gyllenhaal, and they're arguing in a kitchen and shit, and it's the same old shit. I mean, she's in her mid-30s and she's still whining.
I like Jake. If I ever met Jake, I would tell him that I think The Covenant is a masterpiece, but you should be fucking ashamed of yourself for Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Look, it's not that bad, guys.
As a movie or as a
Roadhouse
Roadhouse?
is fucking garbage.
Kyle went down a rabbit hole with Swayze movies after we called him out on that.
That is true. Yeah, I listened to his audiobook. No, it's great. Like the guy he had such a soul. Like he had such heart for the shit that he did.
Yeah.
And commitment. So yeah, I'm still in the middle of it. I haven't seen every Patrick Swayze movie.
Damn, working through the.
Did you watch Ghost?
The classics.
I grew up watching Ghost. but I didn't watch Dirty Dancing. I just watched that with my wife.
Did you watch Tu Wong Fu? Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
I haven't yet gotten to that. I don't know what I'm in for with that.
It's the one story that John Leguizamo takes of Patrick Swayze threatening to beat the shit out of him because he kept ad-libbing lines while they're wearing dresses. So it's like in a dress, I'll beat the shit out of you if you ad-lib one more line.
You could make a movie about making that movie just based off of that.
I think they have. I think they've actually made documentaries about that. And oddly, in this day and age, it's a pretty poignant movie to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's actually a funny movie, but yeah.
Yeah, that was. I mean, yeah, the Patrick Swayze filmography. It's very '80s heavy because then he. When did he start getting sick?
It had to be later,
early 2000s,
Yeah,
I think.
early 2000s.
Because he had that cop show,
He was
right?
in, he was in Donnie Darko,
Yeah,
and then he had like a little resurgence.
He was in Black Dog.
Yes, Black Dog.
Was that what it was called?
The
that
truck
was
movie
the last
with
show?
Meatloaf?
Oh,
movie,
no,
yeah.
no, no. Okay, sorry. No.
He did have that show though. I don't remember the name of his
Yeah,
show.
so say we played a cop.
Yeah, he
Correct.
had to back out of the show because he got
And
sick.
He was with, was that Travis Fimmel played his partner in there? Dude from
Yeah, that guy from
Vikings?
the Ridley Scott sci-fi show that was on for like 2 seasons.
Oh,
he also played in-
Raised by Wolves or whatever.
Correct. Yeah.
He also played in Vikings.
Oh,
yeah.
the super Aryan-looking guy,
Yeah.
the white guy. Yeah.
The white guy from Vikings.
Yeah.
Oh, right. He
And
was
now
in
the dad.
Raised
Looks
by
like he could be my
Wolves,
cousin.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Raised by Wolves, right?
Yeah. I know that came out and just I watched 2 seasons before it got canceled.
I mean, well, the
So-
second season was pretty damn bad, from what I
Oh,
recall.
was it really?
Yeah.
Did it end on a cliffhanger?
I enjoyed it because it was just so fucking bizarre. But if someone hates it, I totally get why they don't like it.
I think the cliffhanger was that humans didn't create, but like we did it a long time ago, and it wasn't like a recent thing.
It was
like they made
very.
it seem.
It felt very much like Prometheus in both tone and like story.
He's like, I'm gonna keep fucking making this until I get the story across.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Well,
it's
it's like Bryan Singer trying to, or no, what
we don't talk about Brian anymore.
We don't say his name anymore. It's like Voldemort.
Yeah, but
you better wait for the charges to be dropped. His movies will suddenly show back up. All of a sudden, Kevin Spacey won that court battle, and you start seeing his streaming shit everywhere. It's like, oh, could we talk about Kevin again now that he won one
Can
court
we
battle?
redo the last season of House of Cards?
Yeah, right.
a proper season of House of Cards.
Just let him do it. I'm all for it. I'm all. We need to let
After he
Hollywood
allegedly
know.
sent a hitman to off a few people.
We need to let Hollywood know that we are okay. Yes, we'll make fun of you, but we're all right with you admitting, yeah, we did that wrong. We're gonna redo
let's just
season
redo it.
7 and 8
Sure.
of Game of Thrones. Yeah, we
Correct.
fucked up the sequel trilogy. We're gonna redo it. Yeah, you could just say that.
Yeah,
It's all right.
I'd respect that.
I mean,
Right?
yeah, Hollywood's too proud to admit their own mistakes.
Well, because that would admit they'd have to admit that
They made
the
a mistake.
ideology that was
Yeah.
behind it all was wrong, and they can't do that. Yeah.
Well, it will be because of a 9-0 decision by the Supreme Court getting rid of DEI.
Yeah, well, I mean that was another court case, but the thing that they did will be used, like they lowered statutes for wrongful termination of like you don't have to prove massive losses now, and that could be used. Like she even said, even though this isn't about that, it could be used for that, and that will 100% be used to like all these people that were essentially just fired because of their skin color or their gender because sorry, we're trying to hit a certain amount of numbers and you ain't one of those numbers.
Or their political opinion, like Gina Carano.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the crux of her. They're trying to say it's a free speech, even though, as the lawyer was pointing out, I was like, when the hell did she only said the lines that they wanted, like her outside, and obviously they treated Pedro very differently, who said arguably worse things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's her.
I don't know if you guys heard also, the news came down today that Harvey Weinstein won his appeal. Apparently the prosecution screwed up and had a witness that wasn't on the list or whatever. I mean, that's like super technical shit.
Yeah,
Wait, so
sorry,
what
this
does that
person
mean
isn't
then?
relevant.
He still has like 18 years or something like that in LA convictions or something like that. But
yeah, and then he's being held for that too. So
I imagine it's like The Gentleman, where you go to actually in prison and he's sitting there eating steak and like his own little fucking wing because he just paid off all or Kingpin. Insert any rich person.
yeah, I think we lost Hardcut for a second.
Oh, we lost you guys for a second.
Oh, okay. All right, we're good. We're good.
We're
Yeah. Audio issues seem to be running around in all our live streams.
Our channels are under attack. It's Disney.
Right, yeah, they're going after us.
Or it's Harvey from prison.
Yeah.
It's Harvey.
Yeah, I mean, and actually, that's one thing I wanted to talk about is that all these studios and producers are going after the YouTubers. I mean, they were going after Critical Drinker pretty damn hard. Post a lot of his videos.
I mean, who's
Yeah,
they?
bring it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Salty.
Yeah, I mean, like Nerdrotic said, yeah, keep going, do it, like, good. Keep up the good work, Disney. And
rampancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you can only get canceled if you let them cancel you. So
That's
just
100% true.
don't
now,
care. Laugh. Who gives a shit?
Well, and also we probably should have been ignoring them. They'll be all right. They'll come back. We probably should have been not letting them stop us from talking. Like the first time they called, you're a racist bigot. We should just be like, and just kept going.
Yeah,
and that's
don't
a
even
lot of
try
people are
to
just
defend
afraid.
yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's just a diversionary tactic, and people get so caught up in trying to proclaim that they're not an ist or an obe of whatever. Just don't even. That's what they want you to do.
Yeah, because then you're not arguing the point. You're busy defending yourself, and you've already lost,
which
basically.
is the entire tactic. That's the whole reason they do
And it's
that.
the same pattern and tactics. I'm seeing that in the Warhammer community. They made a significant lore change. The fans that know the lore respond, and then they get gaslit until, no, it was always like that. What are you talking about, you bigot? And then the news sites call them. It's like, oh my God, this is the exact same thing that's happened with every other franchise. And all, by the way, in preparation so that Henry does the live action TV show and they ask him for inclusion, they can point to this recent lore change and say, see, even though there were never women custodies for the 30 years, there are now. So make a woman boss in your show. Even though there's plenty of examples in that lore, I've been shown by the hardcore fans that there are already women groups. It's just because it was a specific group that for biological reasons there were only men. Well, they can't have that because that would mean they'd have to admit that there are biological differences between men and women.
Right, and you don't want to do that.
Oh, you don't want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and what was it? Critical Drinker actually nicknamed this fan baiting, where essentially they come out and
it's a solid tactic.
And it's a weird way.
Star Wars does it all the fucking time. They did it with Kenobi when before anyone said anything. They did all that shit about Reva and saying, "Oh, be careful, you're going to be attacked by a bunch of racisms." It's like what?
Yeah.
No, how about we want to watch a Kenobi show and not a Reva show?
Yeah, and then they show like one mean tweet that call her a diversity hire. Guess what? She was a fucking diversity. There was no reason to have an Inquisitor storyline like that when all we needed was an Anakin, Kenobi, and Obi-Wan parallel of like flashbacks to the Clone Wars and and obviously they never should have fucking met, but whatever. The point is, if there was a way to do it, they did not do it, and they used it to make a Reva show that ultimately was. Thankfully, Kenobi's the one that turned normies off. Like we were all done, but that was the one that was like, "Oh, this sucks."
Yeah. I mean,
that happened to me at Rise of Skywalker. I fucking quit.
You made it
walked
to
out of that
Jedi
movie
and
theater
turn
and I
off?
said,
I love it. I love seeing people's jumping off spot. Yeah, Rise of Skywalker pissed off the Reylos, and they pissed off the normies, and obviously the people that were done either at Force Awakens or certainly Last Jedi, the Luke. The Luke is a pretty big line for most.
Right.
Yeah, Last Jedi was.
Rise of Skywalker was the first Star Wars movie that I did not see in the theater.
Really?
Wow.
I
don't think I
out.
did either, by the way.
I haven't
because I was
seen
so.
it at all.
It's terrible.
I think I was angry, mad at myself. I give props to Ryan from RK Outpost, who just like me was a big fan of like the OG shit. And immediately when they said all the canon is done, I had like, well, the Disney Marvel movies were good at the time, and I was like, maybe they'll take the best of the expanded universe and they'll adapt that. We'll get Luke building his Jedi Order, the best interpretation. And nope, they gave us the fucking worst interpretation for various reasons. All of which is they just wanted their own characters. So they didn't have to pay old writers or anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, I remember when I saw was it The Last Jedi that was the second one?
Yeah.
So like I work with this woman who, let's just say she skewed very far left on her political leanings, and she thought that was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I'm like, yeah, the purple haired
Holdo.
And
Admiral Holdo.
She
Oh yeah, with the Muppet hair.
Yeah, she earned the sacrifice she made.
Yeah.
Creating one of the largest plot continuity errors in all of the lore that it had to be explained is like, why don't we just do what she did in the movie?
The Badger,
it's
it
the
looked
one in the-
cool. It
oh
looked
my
cool.
God. Yeah, it did. That's the Snyder. It looks cool though.
Yep, exactly. It looks cool.
Oh.
Yeah. Speaking of Zack Snyder, I mean, if Disney rejects your movie to be in Star Wars, maybe you shouldn't make it.
Oh, that was the whole time when I was watching Rebel Moon Part 2. I was like, how did he want this to be? When was this supposed to be set? And what plot points would have been the same? But
I mean, I don't know when it was supposed to be set, but you can clearly see that it was a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I mean, they're shoveling coal to power their starship, so there were a lot of mixed messages with
a lot of
where-
Lord of the
where we
Rings
are.
ripping off. It was a lot. It was all over the place on that last one.
Now I heard rumors that apparently there's going to be multiple sequels to Rebel Moon.
Yeah,
Said he
there's
wants
six.
to
They're
fuck
gonna
that.
make six total.
Yeah. Plus director's cuts.
Oh yeah,
Two
so there's gonna be
hours each
12.
movie.
So we're talking 12 movies, guys.
Yeah, that's it. 4-hour director cuts for each one. If he goes ham. Yeah. Who is doing this? Who's empowering this man? What is
This
going
guy
on?
is a psychopath.
Does he know where the bodies are buried?
Yeah, I mean, Netflix has a shit ton of money, so they can keep throwing money at it because they're number one in streaming.
Yeah, there's shit tons
he's
of money.
been
and there's shit tons
emboldened
of
though
money.
by the Snyder Cut fans, unfortunately. Like now
Yeah.
he just has this ego because the
Snyder
exist. The Snyder Simps, yeah.
Did you see the clip of him where he's like, just know that like if you criticize me, that's a vote for a focus group. He pulled the
Yeah.
Fauci I am the
Focus
science.
group.
I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
called
Hey, at this point, give me the
gaslighting.
focus group.
Yeah, I'll take the focus group. Yeah,
I'll take my chances.
Right.
And yeah, Megan the Texan in the chat, the lightsabers are not original Rebel Moon. The lightsabers fucking suck. They're not even. They're swords that get hot.
Yeah, they suck.
And so you either cut
They're
off your own
sword
arms and
sabers.
have robot arms, or you have to wear a certain type of glove. And then they didn't even give us. That's
Oh,
my
the
was my
gauntlets?
biggest complaint. We didn't even get
But you
a
have to
decent
cut
fight.
your own arm off to put the gauntlet on.
Oh, does it make sense to you? It's just plug and play.
they didn't even introduce that in the first one, did they? The first part?
No, well, she just has them, but then
Yeah,
they
I know, but-
explain the gauntlets in the second one, kind of. She just had these
Nothing
gauntlets.
happens with them though.
No.
It's fucking stupid.
No, they don't explain
She's
why
not even
she had
great.
them.
Nemesis. It finally took a Platoon saying all the characters' names because he read like the wiki and the novelization because he's a masochist. So it's all baby. It's way more fleshed out in the Wikipedian books or whatever. But yeah, her name is Nemesis, and I thought she was gonna be this whole badass, and then 3 seconds.
Yep, she has that
What the
little
fuck?
little moment with the kid, and then gone.
Yeah.
She dies in a barn.
Yeah, did you
dies in a
get
barn.
it? Her son died, and then she has a moment with the boy, and then it's cathartic.
Poetic.
By the
So
way,
many check boxes, but not DEI check boxes. It's like this is the moment where someone dies and it's sad. This is
It's
the
shitty
moment,
movie check boxes.
but and not done well.
that scene in that house or whatever portion of in the town where she's protecting the kids.
Yeah, like the longhouse or whatever.
Yeah. You after she dies, it's then revealed that that soldier that abandoned the regent and the older woman that he's got a crush on, they were just hanging out in the back the whole time.
Yeah.
Dude,
he
They didn't
gets
fucking
up.
help her at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
it's,
just watched it
Snyder
happen.
just needs to stick to directing and not writing because writing is just not his.
No. Snyder
think
needs to
now
be
he
a
needs to
second
stop.
unit director. He needs
Yeah.
to be the guy directing action. That's
Yeah.
it.
As someone who used to defend like a lot of his stuff,
Same,
like I like
same here.
Watchmen and I like
Yep.
300, and
Those are
I
still
will
good
defend like parts of the director's edition of BVS,
fuck
but
that
then
movie.
you fall off.
But
What
Man,
do you
Man of
defend?
Steel,
There,
Man
it's
of
for the
Steel is
warehouse
still the
scene.
best DCEU movie, though.
Yeah, no, but
So-
even there, it's like when people say they like Rogue One, they just really like the Darth Vader scene at the end. When people say BVS, we just like the Batman warehouse scene because it's the most comic accurate adaptation of his fighting.
Yeah, it's dope. It's awesome. But
Yeah.
the reason why he's there is stupid. Like the whole thing just
If
sucks.
Martha.
Martha?
Yeah.
My name is Martha.
No, I mean I would get
mother's
that.
name is
Like
Martha.
a fucking alien lands and he randomly has the same first name as your mom, and you're supposed to be a secret vigilante. Why'd you say that name? I would freak out too. I get it.
Now,
Zach still won't admit that that's a lame idea.
No, he just came out a
Still-
couple days ago
yeah,
saying that.
exactly. I saw that too.
Defending it, yeah.
Megan, the Texan in the chat is saying, "Do you guys think that the Rogue Soldier and Rebel Moon finally got laid?"
He kissed her at the
No.
end, and it looked really awkward.
I think he likes penis.
Really? What makes you say that?
She didn't look too receptive to his.
No,
his
it looked like he should have
advances.
asked consent. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a complete deadpan face the entire movie looking at him. He's just
Yeah,
I tried that speech tech. Do you want to make my cock explode now? And it didn't work.
Speaking of which, Badger,
I cringed so fucking hard the
was
first time I
fucking
watched that.
hysterical.
What?
The scene in Fallout was hysterical.
But I don't think the reason I didn't laugh, but I did cringe, and I see people laughing, but it's more out of awkwardness.
No.
I know I did not laugh at any of the humor, but I know people found it funny, and I can't say they didn't. It's sort of the Fallout humor, and it's enough that I give it a pass. But like, no, I didn't laugh at a lot of the shit I was supposed to laugh.
Yeah, I mean, there was like the attention to detail was pretty awesome.
That's insane.
I was watching this one video saying that the button on the doors inside the vaults to like open the doors was exactly the same as the video.
Everything was exactly the same.
Everything
was. I've lost track. You can't even call it a key jangle. They literally made a live action Fallout. All of my complaints are like writing and structure and that shit. It's nothing to do with like literally down to the shit, the cleaner on the Braxo, everything.
Right.
It's Fallout.
Sugar bomb.
Yeah, this is made by fans.
Yeah. I mean,
behind the scenes, not just Nolan.
Yeah. I mean, but they did come out in interviews and say they wanted to, respect the source material.
To detriment, by the way, because a lot of people's complaints, a lot of the key moments are actually straight up from the games. And I was like, bro, you did that, and people think it's a writing critique, and I guess it is. And that's what pisses Mahler off the most. Is a lot of his big complaints is like, it's a game. It was either a game perk or a game mechanic or something. Like everyone complains about the turret not hitting the Enclave guy when he was escaping. That's because the turret sucked in the first 2 Fallout games, and they put that in as a reference.
Right? Yeah.
Like it has a shitty like. Whether you agree with that or whatever, that is the reason for that. Because even I was like, wow, I fucking didn't hit him at all. And like, it's been a hot minute since I played the first 2 games. So like when a super fan put, I was like, oh, well, that tracks. That's a bold choice.
I mean, even Ella Purnell said in an interview that she wanted to play the games to make sure that, she makes justice to the source material. I know that it's an original character, not based on anybody, but, just an actor coming out and saying that, it's respecting your audience, essentially.
Yeah, we don't see much of that.
No, we don't. Anymore. That's why I really like when Tom Cruise came out before Top Gun.
Oh, and he thanked everyone?
When Seth Rogen came out before the Ninja Turtles movie, hey, thank you for watching this movie. Martin Scorsese before Killers of the Flower Moon, even though that movie kind of sucked. It shows respect and deference to the audience, which doesn't happen.
It was better than Oppenheimer.
I haven't seen either.
You're saying Killers of the Flower Moon was better than Oppenheimer?
Yes, I am.
Whoa, that's a bold statement.
Yes, I am. Because Killers of the Flower Moon was 3 hours. They were around the same time of length. Flower Moon actually justified its length, and I didn't feel it.
Giggity.
Oppenheimer, on the other hand, was peaked in the middle of its movie, and then just went, oh, you know what? We're going to talk about an irrelevant thing called his security clearance that has no fucking stakes if he loses it, and we're going to spend about 45 minutes all about that for the rest of the movie.
Well, the whole thing was that he was anti-war and anti-nukes, so they wanted to. The military-industrial complex wanted to get rid of him, so they can basically build a shitload of nukes and arm America to the teeth. So I think that
damn right.
Even if he had a security clearance, would it have even mattered?
Well, to have the security
it
clearance gives you
kind
access.
of destroyed him professionally a bit.
Right,
well.
Exactly. Yeah,
Which
exactly.
was the point.
Well, he reached his peak in his career too, so.
Yeah. But with
I guess you can't top that.
With Killers of the Flower Moon, I actually read the book, and the whole point of the book was like how this was a catalyst event of forming the FBI. Or, well, the FBI was around in 1913, but by the time this stuff happened, the FBI started really gaining traction. And the first 45 minutes of the movie are completely not from the book. So I felt like you could easily cut out the first 45 minutes of the movie and still be good. Like 3.5 hours, get out of here. It was way too long.
That's fair. I'm just saying that it flowed a lot better comparative to a movie of similar ilk, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
And like one part that I can concede with you on is that there were a lot of montages of people getting assassinated or the crimes. We're going to hand you over this money and blah 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 blah. And I actually saw Goodfellas for the first time for Christmas last year.
Nice.
And
First
and
time.
I'd seen So I'd seen Casino years prior, and so when I
Casino
when
first.
I bring all those movies together and I realize that, oh yeah, okay, he's kind of been doing the same same beats in every movie for like 20, 30 years now.
Yeah, you got a week of free time. You should watch The Irishman.
Yeah, if I told you the movies that the person I stream with hasn't seen until recently, you would die. He just saw Back to the Future for the first time.
Wait, what? Who?
It's someone at Nerd Wars, the guy I stream with.
Wow. Jesus, because that was
it was because he was so busy in the political realm that there's a shitload of movies like Predator. He just seen for the first time. Yeah, we all shame him and force him to watch all these. He's catching up. Gladiator.
Has he seen the Terminator?
Nope.
Terminator 2?
Just watch those. Just watching those for the first time. Yep.
It's embarrassing.
It's super embarrassing.
It might be embarrassing, but he's got a whole slew of
I'm so jealous.
And he gets to watch it for the first time.
I told him I'm jealous that you get to watch them all for the first time. Yeah,
Right.
I wish.
It would be really bad if he watched Back to the Future, Terminator 2, etc., and went,
They were okay.
There's some.
This happens.
They were
He's ambivalent about Ghostbusters. He did not think it was as great as everyone loves, but he did enjoy it.
I have to say, I'm not a huge Ghostbusters fan.
Yeah, he's had some takes, but no, it is fun watching him do his homework, basically.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Culture enrichment.
I'm actually jealous of being able to see these movies for the very first time because
it's far better than anything we're getting right now.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing. I haven't seen Ungentlemanly Warfare.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's getting a hard time because everyone thought it was going to be like 10 out of 10, The Gentleman type.
Yeah. Yes,
but
it's not.
It's just a decent 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Henry's good. Alan Richson's good.
Seems like a good role for him.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I was engaged the entire time when they switched to the Elsa character, and what I suspect was a diversity insert because I don't actually think this is a real character. They were in West Africa. She's a real character.
Okay.
Her black compatriot.
Oh, that guy. Yeah,
the guy from Dune 2.
They
has
didn't
a
even
complicated
mention him
name. Yeah,
in
no, I did not
end.
see him at the end when they show everyone's real history. He did not pop up. But the point is, when they switched to them, I was not bored. I enjoyed their part, and then it was almost a video game in their arcade graphic violence, where I was like, oh, I really don't actually think they're in danger, but that's just because they were such badasses.
It felt like Guy Ritchie but muted.
Yeah.
That's how I described it. It
Some
was
quick and
enjoyable,
witty dialogue, but not as quick and witty as you know he can do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are
you
most
could
of his
tell
movies as of
he was
recent.
involved, but
Yeah.
it just didn't feel like, let's say, Snatch or The
Right.
Gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the Netflix because that's what I just watched. It's just like boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
just
that's
back to
actually-
back.
Yeah,
That was a good reco
he
from
was involved
Sin.
in that. I don't think he directed any of those episodes, but he
It's
definitely
crazy.
was involved.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
good.
that's a good show. I'm
Yep.
glad Sin you recommended that to me.
Oh, I'm glad
it's
you
good,
enjoyed it.
Oh, and I got to call you out on one other recommendation. Thank you so much.
Oh.
Late Night with the Devil.
Oh, okay,
Bangin'.
nice.
Loved it.
I thought I was gonna be. Oh no, I thought you were gonna hate something.
No,
that
bang it. I
recommended.
loved it. It was like so creative. I like the
It was
style,
different.
everything.
Yeah, I
that
enjoyed
was,
it
that was
as
a really
well.
good flick. Unfortunately, we don't have too many good flicks coming up, other than maybe Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, well, let's enjoy the good ones when they come.
That's going to be a popcorn movie, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well,
That'll be a fun
don't
one.
forget we have
I
Kraven
hope
the
so.
Hunter.
With what?
We have Kraven the Hunter coming up.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like
Craven
the third
Jr.,
in
'cause I
the
think,
Morbius trilogy. You got
yeah,
Morbius, Madam Web, and now Craven.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's
Wait,
hope
did I hear right?
Craven time.
Yep. I'm
Did I hear
Craven
right
from
that they're
Craven.
making Venom 3?
They're
Yes.
still making it. Yeah.
And
I thought it was coming out this year. I thought
Oh, it
it
is?
was coming out this
It is,
year.
yeah.
Talk about a series that no one gives a shit about.
Yeah, they still make money though. I don't.
I mean, they're
I don't know
entertaining, like when I'm watching them, but
Well,
if you
the
ask me
first one
15 minutes after
was.
the fact, I
Second
don't
one.
remember what it's about.
Yeah,
I
I
would
saw the
watch it
first one and I
over-
was like, that's harmless, but
Yeah,
I don't
the second
remember
one was
shit.
Terrible.
That's what I heard.
Oh, I hated it.
Yeah, I mean,
Craven, I don't think that's going to be the one. Russell Crowe in it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, there we
Playing
go.
the actual Craven. Taylor Johnson's playing like Craven Jr. He's not actually playing the main.
Oh, really?
He's working his
I
way
didn't
up.
know that.
Yeah.
He's gonna take over, T'Challa
Yep.
style.
I mean,
Yeah. With just a world that doesn't have Spider-Man in it.
yeah.
Spider-Man
They're building
world, no
a Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
universe without Spider-Man.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
there another
baby
one in the-
Peter Parker was in Madam Web.
Yeah. Someone named Parker was in Madam Web.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Ben Parker,
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
the only decent character in that whole movie. Adam Scott.
Yeah. I mean, are there any plans to do any not Tobey Maguire? What's his name? New Spider-Man movies?
Tom Holland.
I thought I heard Sam Raimi was attached to
You
it.
keep hearing them go back and forth on Spider-Man 4. Either way you
Right.
hear, it's either not going to be Tom Holland or it'll be his last movie. And yeah, the last I heard is like Sam Raimi is talking about a
Okay.
fourth. But
Well, Tom Holland also said like if it's not good, we shouldn't make it, which fully
Agreed.
agree.
Oh, they'll just get rid of him and make it anyway with someone else,
yeah, it's
Or he'll just shut
pretty
his fucking
clear.
mouth
or
and
shut his mouth and
cash
cash
his
his check.
check.
They want to get rid of him, so one, they don't have to keep fucking around with Sony, and they want Miles Morales.
I was gonna say they're gonna do Miles Morales.
Yeah.
They have to.
Yeah.
Disney, all the other companies will, and you're starting to see them go back to like the male G-A-Z-E, the gay male gaze, not the other type that they're courting now. Disney will not. All the other ones will learn the lesson and lessen back on their DEI. They'll go back to traditional storytelling and the male demographic, all that bullshit. Disney will be the last one pushing this. So yeah, they'll go for Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Wait, made by Disney or made by Sony?
No. They don't. Miles Morales is 100. Sony doesn't have the rights to them.
Right. Oh wait, what? Miles
They
Morales?
just have Peter Parker.
They just have Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's the other push why they want to make Miles Morales Spider-Man.
But they do have, like they have the Across the Spider-Verse stuff.
Yeah,
And those movies are great.
Yeah. But those are Sony movies, no?
Those
Animation,
are Sony movies.
Sony Animation,
Sony
yeah.
Animation, yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess animation and live action are two different things legally.
They probably have some sort of weird licensing agreement where they
It's
can
super
use
convoluted.
him. Yeah, it's very complicated. But
Just like you mentioned with the Hulk, like that's like Paramount Universal that has him. So you can use him, but you can't make a movie out of him.
Well, but didn't they reference him in one of the Tom Holland Spider-Mans? Because they had the Prowler.
Possibly. I mean, it's in the second one, live action.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in the second Into the Spider-Verse, rather.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to go for Miles Morales, which, like Nerdrotic said, Miles Morales is Miles Morales. He's not Spider-Man.
Yeah, but
That's exactly.
He's a Spider-Man. He's not the Spider-Man.
Yeah,
one of
he's
many.
not. Like, to me, he's just Miles Morales. He's not Spider-Man.
How many Spider-Men are there? Aside,
There's a lot.
I watched
There's
the
so
Spider-Verse.
I want to
That's
see
what
the
that is.
Spider-Man
Does that count?
noir. I want to see the standalone noir movie.
Spider-Man
Okay.
2099 was always a thing.
2099?
Yeah.
2099 would actually be pretty awesome.
My point is there are a thing, but there's mini Batman too, but Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Right.
Terry McGinnis is a Batman. He's Batman Beyond, but Batman is Batman. Like there will always be that way, even if there's others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder what the next iteration of Peter Parker is going to be, because they did high school, they did college, and a little bit after. Would they do an adult Spider-Man that already has a baby with?
They've done it. That's what they're doing right now in the new relaunched Ultimate Spider-Man. He's married again, and to MJ. Yeah.
In the comics, you're saying?
Yeah, in the comics.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah.
they'll probably immediately undo, but yeah, currently he is married again, and
I mean, are those things still selling?
no.
Yeah, easy answer for that
They're
one.
still
Yeah.
buying comics.
No. They've never recovered from that Spider-Man Brand New Day shit where they erased his marriage and had
Right.
that. They never recovered from that, and then obviously
Yeah,
DEI came full in, and then they really never recovered.
It's funny that everybody's shitting on everybody used to shit so much on what happened in comics in the 90s with on the X-Men side with Onslaught and like the whole Heroes Reborn storyline. Everybody shat on that, but then we got the 2010s and comic books just went out the window.
Yeah, no, I think they stopped even pretending to adapt, unless it's something that they want to do that matches up with their current. Then they'll point to, oh no, it was in the comics. It was in the comics.
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, I like that they're going back to for real X-Men in 1997 with introducing the Bastion character in the latest episode. That's actually a pretty awesome storyline.
Yeah,
from what I
we were
remember.
talking about a little bit off screen that it's shocking how accurate that's been, and reframing the whole why Bo DeMeo was actually fired to begin with. And
Yeah,
it's entirely possible that he might have actually been the one that, like, there's a reason they're so good, and that they tried to make him ruin it. He said no, and they fired him and blamed it on a non-nude OnlyFans that no one cares about.
Yeah, I mean, X-Men 97, you know, we were talking, like, I've been trying to find stuff to shit on it with, and there's really nothing. Like, it's pretty good. The storylines seem a little all over the place. Like, the original cartoon had, like, multiple episode arcs, which this one doesn't. I remember Days of Future Past was 2 episodes.
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
They also had the Phalanx Covenant was 2 episodes, and one of the Bishop storylines. I'm forgetting the name. One Man's Worth and Beyond Good and Evil. That's what it was with Apocalypse. I hope they bring Apocalypse back in, because he's one of my favorite villains ever.
Pretty character focused so far.
Yeah,
and everyone's sort of getting their moment in episodes, but the overall issues.
Do you know how many episodes we're getting? Because what is this
10.
one?
I heard last
Oh, there's
night
10.
on
Okay.
it's supposed to be 10, and that season 2 is supposed to also be a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because for sure he wrote 2 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, there's villains that are still stuck in the unfortunate position of they've never been done justice, like Apocalypse in X-Men Apocalypse. But
Oscar Isaac, man, he's just in every great movie.
Yeah, I have a fan theory. I think the guy's a huge asshole in real life.
And that's why he keeps getting fucked over in all his roles. Moon Knight, where he's in like 7 minutes of the actual show is Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Wait, Paul, you're saying that's a theory?
No, that's just me. I think he's an asshole. Like, he just looks like an asshole.
He just looks like an asshole. Okay.
See, he seems cool in interviews and shit, but
Well, I gotta say, I did a little Zack Snyder thing. I went back and watched. Actually, I watched for the first time the Sucker Punch movie, the director's cut. Right? Okay. First of all, that movie is not even a movie. It doesn't even have a story because most of it is fantasy.
I'd watch it a billion times compared to any Rebel movie
quote,
or Army
to
of the
quote
Dead.
you,
Sure.
Matt, it is dog shit. So, Oscar Isaac, though, is the only good thing in that movie.
Yeah,
that's right.
His performance is actually entertaining. The best scene is when he offs a couple of the chicks with a firearm, and then hands it to one of his goons and says, "I don't like guns."
Yeah, I remember seeing that movie in the theater, and I had to go to the bathroom so damn bad in the middle, so I completely missed like one of the battles with I want to say the zombies or something.
Yeah.
I
World
completely
War One. Yeah.
and then I never really went back and watched it. I was like,
You
yeah,
just left.
Do you guys remember the
Just went
whole?
home.
Do you guys remember the whole Geeks and Gamers controversy with Zack Snyder? Do you
Yep.
remember that?
Yeah, where I was watching that live when
Yeah,
he made
yeah.
that
Was
fucking
too.
thing that he wasn't
Well,
affiliated.
It's so like I always
That was-
that Sucker Punch always comes to mind when that happened, because it's like Zack Snyder just like basically was like, oh yeah, we're tolerant of everyone or whatever, just basically just doing towing the line with Hollywood talking points. But it's like, bro, do you remember when you fucking made Sucker Punch? And everyone was accusing you of being a misogynist, you know? And like
people
all of us were
defended him.
on your side about that aspect of it, you know? Like there was like such bullshit when they were accusing him, but now he's just kind of, he has the same talking points as those people.
Yeah, I wish they had clarified on that stream, because even though he said afterwards and that he was going to go, it's like, it doesn't matter after the fact. It made it seem like you thought that they, anyway. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That was a whole, that was bad. I know that still Jeremy haunts him.
Yeah,
He'll
he still gets
talk
shit
about
for
it.
that.
Yeah, it gave them evidence of look at me. He's like, but then why did he do? And ultimately, it hurt a stream that ended up, I think, going like $50,000 for suicide relief. So,
Yeah.
just not. That was his. By the way, that was his wife that made him do that. Disavow, and we're also like Gina Carano has said that like the one place that Disney asked her to unfollow was Geeks and Gamers.
Of course, yeah.
So it's like they know who we are. They listen when we talk. Yeah, it's bigger. But yeah, no, that's a legendary moment. Fucking Zach, dude, what an asshole.
Yeah,
everyone's face, man, when he said it too. I remember, man, props to them in restraint too for not. I would have said something. I would have not been able to. hold myself.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why. Like, I kind of give him some grace, I guess. I kind of get why he didn't do it, but yeah, like still, you know.
Oh, no, I
him.
know, but I understand Jeremy. I just meant me personally. I would not have been able to fucking. Yeah, that's bad. Now it's legendarily a joke to say you're not affiliated with someone. Just so you know, I'm not affiliated with Off the Cover. Okay.
But we're in the fellowship together.
Yeah, I don't co-sign anything. Yeah, no, it's just know that they watch us. That you never know who's. That's the one thing. Oh, and when we talk about Sucker Punch, I just think of Gary from Nerdrotic. He was working at Technicolor at the time doing editing for DVDs, and he worked on the DVD transfer of that. So he's seen it like a billion times. I've heard him. I think it drove him insane.
He worked at Technicolor?
Yeah, it's where he learned editing. I've watched it too long.
The one in New York?
Backstories. No, it's the California.
The one in California. Okay.
Yeah.
My sympathy.
I have friends that work at the one in New
And
York.
that's how he had time to, because he would be done with his work, and so he'd have I'll go to YouTube and transition. Yeah, he's got a book coming out eventually.
That's
really super. I've seen him on Stuttering Craig side scrollers, where like he told his life story, which I've heard bits and pieces from listening throughout the years. But to hear it beginning to end, super. I will actually be buying his book because super interesting story, and what a fucking success story of like literally being in prison to being on Piers Morgan talking about pop culture. I know it's Piers Morgan, but being on live television somewhere in the world.
Isn't that a sign of the times wherein you're seeing YT creators on, is it national news? Like
Legacy Media did that to themselves.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because all the audiences shifted from Legacy Media to YouTube because they're tired of the BS.
And as Gary said, it went from the small screen to the big screen. Everyone has a YouTube app on their phone for the most part.
Yeah.
My fucking dad watches YouTube.
Yeah.
He mentions YouTube channels, and I'm like, you know WDW? You know Valiant Renegade? You what? Yeah.
My mom's the same way. I'm sure she's watching now. Like when I gave her laptop,
my
she's
mom watches. Yeah.
Up till like 1 o'clock in the morning watching YouTube.
Well, the difference is they also saw it went from me complaining and them not understanding about the things I was complaining to them seeing it, them seeing it everywhere. To my mother, who is the most progressive woman ever, lived in California, worked in Hollywood. Everyone's gay was fine. To now going out like I'm getting tired of all this gay shit. Like the agenda constantly being pushed to my dad being like, you ever notice how in commercials everyone is like a white couple or a black? Yeah,
it's an Asian and a black couple.
Every
commercial
seeing
now.
It, and
that's realistic.
My Mexican husband is noticing.
So the point is, we went from natural progression, where they were gay and black and everyone was naturally on TV and all that, to forced, and it's the force.
It's so obvious
that everyone is starting to notice, and and then there's a whole nother insidious neo-Marxist agenda that comes along with that.
But like the forcing is a sign of bad writing.
People don't want to be preached to. In the comments, when I say even if people don't know what it is, that's what people in the comments say. Is I don't want to be preached to, even if I am for a lot of the shit.
Right, and these characters have no character development, which is basically the point.
Yeah. Well, that's who they hire. They're told to write what you know, but all they know is being gay or black or young or oppressed. They don't have any life experience.
Oh, we got our first donation, $2 from Great Deadpoolio, Badger's favorite Latin.
I hate because Latinx didn't catch on. They changed it to Latine. We don't use any of these, by the way. He's joking.
That's terrible. Yeah.
So now he follows me around. No, we reject. Latinx is a slur.
I mean, so I was actually born in Argentina, and the fact that
you're white adjacent
Latinx is actually respectful to the Spanish language, because the Spanish language is gendered.
They don't like gendered languages. They don't like the Romance languages.
The whole reason
that's why they do
it. Too fucking bad. That's the language. You're not going to change.
And thankfully, those languages have a resounding fuck off, and they don't do it.
Well,
but
the people that are doing it are
not
white idiots.
Yeah, no, these are guilty white people. Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, guilty white people, and oddly enough, like when in the Gamergate, when I'm the consultancy DEI groups and games, goddamn, like 90% have turned out to be basically white adjacent, mixed race, but pretty light skinned Canadians that call themselves settlers and apologizing for their. It's a very same group that keeps doing it across the board. Guilty white women between the ages of 20 and 40, and Canadians, oddly enough. I shout out to my Canadians. I love you, but you got a lot of them coming from there. They're highly vocal.
A lot of Canadians.
Yeah, but like all those consultancy groups, Sweet Baby Inc., Black Girl Gamers, Gamer X, all of Gamer X, they're all like Canada based.
Yeah, I mean, and so the issue now, with what's going on in the video game industry, I wonder if that, no, I don't wonder. I think it's for sure going to happen because comic book movies are clearly dead. So now they're going after video game adaptations, and they're going to port all the problems that are going on in the video game industry into movies and TV.
It already has the same problem, so they're not going to port over anything. It'll be the same shit.
Well, yeah, just in a different flavor.
Yeah, the same flavor. The DEI checkbook. That's the point. Right. This is the same exact thing. The same exact thing. It just will now be
in Fallout.
There. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, although a minuscule degree, right. But it was still
that being said, I'm over here playing Fallout 3 from 2008, and every other fucking character is a woman or a black woman. It's just the Dane character for sure is the 2024 edition.
Yeah.
Because even while playing that Fallout, someone mentioned someone is a tomboy, and I'm like, oh, well, you wouldn't hear that anymore. That would be a non-binary character. Dane would have just been called the tomboy and wouldn't have had the peach fuzz and the other thing. But
well, here's the thing. I came up with an idea of how you could actually, because they don't give a reason as to why they would allow a woman, ultimately a woman, who's pretending to be a guy whose arms are this thick.
That would be my problem. Is everyone?
Why would they allow that person in this army in a post-apocalyptic future? Okay. My thought would be, what if this person was said a line essentially that explained her backstory to say, yeah, because in this world, if you're a woman, you don't last long, and men usually get the longer lifespan in this world, and so it actually would need to make her toughen up more and would explain some kind of history to this character.
This is Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers' problem, is basically, why isn't every woman immediately being attacked with obvious intent? And it's like, that's not this world. It is a brutal post-apocalyptic, but even just playing the games again, I played a bunch, but it just reminded me, every other character is a woman. So women bosses leading groups, good and bad. Every other raider is 50-50. So it's not like those games aren't already like that. And then you would be like, well, why isn't every single woman here being... Right? That's just for the lack of the world. And also the sense that it's not like a fresh apocalypse. It's 200 years. And there's some semblance of like, you don't just rape every woman you see, basically. Sorry for lack of a better term. Which is why there's groups, the Riley's Rangers, all these groups that had strong women characters. So it's, yeah, I get it. But then it's like, well, you wouldn't have a show. That's Book of Eli. And this is not that.
Right.
There you go.
It's not that type of apocalypse. It's the more fun apocalypse, even if there's a bunch of horrible things in it.
It's more of a.
It's not the Mad Max apocalypse. Yeah, it's definitely more fun. That was the point. It's the satire, which they definitely got, and the fact that it's 200 years after the actual apocalypse.
Well, I was trying to help Dane out, but I guess it's not going to work.
Dane is super. Again, women would be fine with the Brotherhood. The biggest things, like you said, boy, they look lanky, like they were at least able to feed their troops, and there would be no gender confusion. That would be done.
Right? Yeah, they wouldn't have any time for that shit.
No,
they would have mutants, right?
Right. No. There's those allegories also in Rebel or in Fallout are done with different groups. Like I would say, like the racism in Fallout and prejudice is against ghouls.
No, yeah.
There's no racism against people or sexism. That's done. We're all equal in the apocalypse. That's basically how it is. You're either strong or weak. That's really what it would be, is you're either strong or weak.
And it's
funny. So yes, as a woman, you'd probably be having to kill more people, but, you know.
Yeah, and that's actually, like, there was one YouTube video of them trying to go see, like, how Lucy McLean is leveling up throughout each episode. And at the end, like, she still get her ass
has game stats.
Roach.
Everything she said is the special perks. She picked speech, repair, and then like everything. Like the whole thing is one big game. They filmed it with game mechanics, right down to perk cards and everything. The ghoul Walter Goggins has the addicted perk, which is why you see him slamming all those drugs, because as long as he has those, you get benefits. They went hardcore with it.
Yeah, there was another video that was that overlaid like the speech options in that one scene where they're on the bridge. It's pretty
funny. They released their stats. Like I kept thinking Maximus is an idiot and he has a 4 intelligence. That's very low. So yes.
Right. Okay. Oh, I didn't know they released their stats.
Yeah, they released their stats.
Oh wow. Cool. So yeah, no, that's it. I mean, I enjoyed Fallout. I can't wait for season 2, but
I want them to make some improvements on things, but yeah.
I mean, we're not going to see anything until 2025 late, maybe December.
But if nothing else, it got over 5 million people in total playing the Fallout games, like all of them in total, and it got over 1 million people playing Fallout 76 across.
Wow.
Something Halo did not do, something, Last of Us didn't get
so they
people.
basically revived a game that was dying, Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Or was dead, really.
The franchise in general revived. Everyone's playing Fallout 4, and then correctly, Bethesda wised up and released a Fallout 4 update.
Oh yeah, that was
10 plus years, whatever. Yeah, and they're making the most of it. Would be hard to fault them on what
I don't
they're
know
doing.
I don't know if you heard, but there was this big controversy with the makers of Fallout London, and they were like, why didn't you give us a heads up about the update? I don't know if you heard about that one.
No, it's just a player mod.
So that's why Fallout London's being delayed, because it's essentially a mod for Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't played the games or watched the show. You guys are really selling me on watching it, actually.
Yeah.
You guys got to watch it.
Oh, well, see, that was the great debate, is whether someone who hadn't played the games would enjoy it as much as I did. Like, a lot of my enjoyment just comes from the games, but I've had people that didn't watch it, didn't play the games, watched it, and then were like, yeah, I sort of liked it, but I didn't really like it. And then I've had others that loved it and had no idea about the games.
Would you say that it's the best video game adaptation ever made?
Yeah.
I mean, there's not exactly a big pool when it comes to that, but
yeah, as far as like actual recreation of the world dynamics and all that, yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, for sure.
I would.
I mean, the other example is the new Super Mario Brothers movie, but that's about it.
Right, but yeah,
I mean, it's few and far between.
Yeah, Matt, the writing for especially the main character for Lucy, the combination of getting that actress and the writing, they actually make this character vulnerable, naive, but steadfast, and keeps going through mistakes that she makes. And she's charming, she's likable.
She's human.
What used to be called storytelling.
Right.
She's a big draw for the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, since I'm not in that world whatsoever, I see the promotional material. I see her front and center, and of course, just because of the way things are nowadays,
yeah,
I'm like, oh my God,
she's not a Mary Sue.
Okay,
she gets her ass kicked. Yeah. She gets torn up. Parts of her are cut off. She's tortured. But that's the whole point, right? In the Fallout world, they have a karma system in some of the games, negative and high karma, just depending on how you act. Yeah. The ghoul is like a representation of a negative karma, 0 fucks given, kill you in a second. She is a very good person, and that's enforced by all the vaults are sort of different. Some are experiments, some are control. Their vault that she's in lives by the golden rule, so she's very nice and naive. And boy, you see her go through a character process while seeing if she gets corrupted by that world.
Oh, it's cool. Character development.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's exactly struggle. I know. It's a weird thing. Yeah,
you mean
she doesn't perfectly do everything.
Could actually go through a character arc.
Yeah, and she learns from a man. She learns from a man, and
wow.
I know. Fucking broke all the rules. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The Dane character to me is like the non-binary morph. It was like, okay, so that was what you had to pay, right? That was the DEI tax to just get to actually at least a somewhat uncorrupted. Like I said, most of my complaints are nothing to do with modern complaint. The Dane is so overlooked as a character. Cool. And even that character, no one virtue signals. No one, that character actually does something that's sort of based and like, oh, well.
Yeah, which brings up the idea that what if the writers were actually bringing that DEI character in to subvert expectations. It's ambiguous, but it's
ambiguous.
Possible.
You could definitely take it that way. So I guess I suggest watching it and telling me what you think. She's definitely not a Mary Sue.
Okay.
She's a very likable.
I think I might watch it when I have some time.
It's only 8.
Only 8. How long are they?
About 40 minutes to an hour. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a big time commitment.
You go between 3 characters, and then there's flashbacks with one character to pre-war and just vault tech, why they made the vaults, what they're doing there. I thought it was good overall.
Yeah.
I know it's been getting high praise.
It took me a while to go back and forth and suss out what I was liking, what I wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, me and Badger were talking about it, but on that note, I got to wrap it up. But let's go down the line and see what everybody's going to be up to in the next few videos. Sin, ladies first. What do you got coming up?
Tomorrow I'm releasing a review for a Disney Plus show called Renegade Nell, which I'd never heard of until they sent me the screener. And then I've got a review for Monarch coming out at some point, and then I don't know after that.
Nice. Well, your Sin's recommendations are pretty top notch. She's 2 for 2 with me. Got to call you out on that late night with the devil, Recco.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. And Hardcut, what do you guys got coming up?
So we got a Monkey Man review coming out pretty soon, and then after this, we're going to be recording our review for Rebel Moon, Part 2.
Oh boy!
And then, of course, we've got our review coming out for the 25th anniversary of The Phantom Menace.
Nice.
For May 4th coming up.
Very, very timely.
We got to get in on that. So.
You guys going to go see The Mummy on the big screen because it's coming back?
The 99 Mummy is coming back?
Yeah, I'm going next week.
I would go
I've
see that.
I've never seen it on the big screen.
Oh, it's good. I saw that like 3 times when it came out.
That is a theater movie.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The movie's dope.
And Kyle, what do you got planned coming up?
I'm anticipating the Fall Guy doing when that comes out. I'm going to do an early screener for that, and then eventually for Furiosa.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are the 2 most anticipated movies coming out in
feelings on Furiosa.
Oh, really? What? You haven't seen it yet?
Mid-Max?
Yeah, we already have our title, Mid-Max.
Just give me Mad Max.
You haven't seen it yet.
We're always thinking about our takedown titles. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. And Badger, last but not least, what do you guys? What do you got going on?
I say I do 3 videos a day, all topical about pop culture, and unfortunately, a lot of them about the infiltration of DEI and agenda. But those, and then tomorrow I have my weekly podcast inside the Badger Den, 9 p.m. PST. If you'd like to stop by, we stream every Friday.
Yeah, so everybody go check out Badger's channel. I did stay up late to watch it. It's actually pretty damn good. So definitely check that out if you're on the West Coast. And what I've got going on, I guess, gonna keep on pounding Deadpool and Wolverine, and then see where the movie.
That sounded just right.
That came. I was wondering if I was the only one.
Deadpool would probably like that.
Yeah, Deadpool would like it. Wolverine would object.
Logan would kill you.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it pleases the YouTube gods, so.
Someone clip it. Hi, Twitter. Yeah.
All right, guys. It's been an awesome Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah.
I guess
that's how you sound off. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.